Uno de mis propósitos de año nuevo fue leer más y es lo que he estado intentando hacer durante estos primeros 2 meses que han pasado nada más del año, y el día de hoy vamos a hablar de los libros que logré completar leer en el mes de febrero, que aparentemente es un nuevo hobby que estoy teniendo y me está gustando muchísimo, y de eso vamos a hablar el día de hoy en el PAI. El PAI es el podcast para aprender inglés, así que el día de hoy es miércoles y los miércoles es del nivel avanzado, así que voy a estar hablando completamente en inglés y es uno de los episodios que no tengo ninguna especie de guión, sino simplemente voy a estar yo hablando de una pequeña pausa de café porque ya estoy seco. De los libros que he logrado leer este mes, que ha estado bastante interesante e incluso me ha inspirado a comprar más libros de uno de los estilos que, bueno, de ambos estilos, de los que estoy leyendo. Entonces, muy bien, let's start with today's episode, okay? Today's a little cloudy day, not too much inspiring, so I'm just going to try and get inspired by just continuing what I'm supposed to do right now. I was talking about that specifically a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday. Before starting filming this episode, I wasn't feeling it, but you don't have to wait for motivation to start doing something. You need to push yourself to start doing something, to start feeling the motivation. So the feeling comes with the action. Unluckily for all of us, is not the other way around. It's not the action comes from the feeling. And that's something that I've also learned while trying while trying to create the habit of reading, because I know I'm not diagnosed, and I've said this many times in this podcast, but I think I am 97% sure I am dyslexic and I have a attention deficit disorder. I am 97% sure of that. So, what I learned from starting to get the habit of reading is that for myself specifically, I need to make myself read, meaning I have to force myself to start. And when starting the first 5 minutes, let's say, when I'm sitting down, let's imagine this is my phone because technically it is, but it's my work phone for the English classes, whatever. I'm just reading, and my brain just goes to, I wanna check the phone. I remember this. I remember I need to look this up, and let me see just for one little second. And what I do is just force myself not to grab the phone and start scrolling, because I immediately, as soon as I get the phone or I grab the phone, my brain immediately goes to one social media and I just start scrolling. So what I try to do is force myself not to, which sounds really easy, but it's not, because when you're doing this, your brain is, because it's so fixated in the habit of scrolling and going through Instagram or TikTok or whatever the whole time, it's really difficult to just not do it. So when I just start reading, I force myself for the first 5 to 10 minutes. And I don't know if I've said this before, but it's something similar to running, which I also started doing it, well, technically last year, but I am also still forcing myself to go out and run. Not the last week, but anyways. And always the first 10 minutes of running suck, or maybe more, maybe the first 20 minutes of running just suck. You feel so heavy, you feel awful. Your heart is just like running super fast, and you feel just awful, you feel terrible. But after that warm up, 10 to 20 minutes, it starts feeling better. And it's the same thing that happens with reading. As soon as you go through that threshold of, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on who you are. I think for me it's around 10 minutes. When I go through that threshold, it starts getting easy, and I'm just like, okay, I'm focused, I'm doing this. The phone, social media don't matter, they can wait, because it can wait. It really can wait. It really doesn't matter if you have to check your phone, check a message, answer somebody, check an email. It really can wait. It really doesn't matter if an email you just got or a notification you just got is not seen for half an hour or 1 hour. It really doesn't matter. You just continue reading or continue running in some other cases. So I'm sorry, that was 6 minutes of me talking stupid things. So I'm just going to start. And I think I got mistaken a little bit here. No, no, I didn't. Okay, these are, I'm really proud of this. Let's say technically this is a pile. If you are listening on Spotify, I'm just grabbing in my hands the pile of books I read this month. And my girlfriend says that it's a lot of books. I just count two books. The others are mangas, and mangas are just stupid easy to read. You just read one of these in one day, in like maybe 2 or 3 hours tops. So I count the books, and the mangas are just separate. But this is the order I read them, and that's the order in which I'm going to talk about them. And the first one, technically, I started reading How to Make Friends and Influence People. Technically, I started reading it at the end of January, but I finished it on February. So it's a February book. And the same thing happened with the last book I read from February, and I finished it today, which I'll talk on April. So, How to Make Friends from Dale Carnegie. This is a great book, and for apparently, we were talking, my girlfriend and I, we were talking to some friends, and not everybody thinks the same about this book, but it really spoke to me specifically, because it really shows you a lot of life lessons told in stories from historic figures like presidents and CEOs and company owners and entrepreneurs and military men and everything. So it was really interesting for me just reading stories about the people. And Dale Carnegie did this really well with the book, because he's always telling a short, and they are short stories about these men or women, and they always go to one specific point, like just learning to just listen, or learning to honestly being interested in what the other persons have to say, because technically in the end this is a guide on how to make friends and influence people. In the book tells you exactly what the title says. Um, for me, it was really a very easy read, full of life lessons, full of things I really feel I learned and that are gonna be with me for many, many years. And I love one story that I have told many people a lot of times. My girlfriend knows this one as well, and it's the a short story about two magicians that are going to have like different presentations in different times, of course. And one of them is like a cocky one. It's like one that thinks he's better than everybody. And when he's going to start a presentation, right before, he's just like really in a cocky way, he says like, "Ah, I'm gonna like show these people that I am the best," and blah blah blah. And there was again, in the same story, Dale Carnage talks about another magician. He was super successful and that everybody loved. And this second other magician, before he started a show or a presentation or an act, he would say, I love my audience. I love my audience. And he would repeat that, or like again and again and again, over and over before starting an act. And that is something I took for myself. That lesson, I took it for myself before starting an English class. I would tell myself in my head, I love my students, I love my students, I love my students. And that would really help me starting each class with a really good energy for everybody, because that's what I think my students deserve. They deserve to to they deserve to have my all. They deserve that I give them everything I have, the best energy possible. And it also talks about uh, not married life but couple life, and it's also really really interesting. And I'm really happy that most of the, no, not, I don't want to say most, but some of the lessons that are in this book I already practiced that. So from then on I've been trying and remembering, when I go and meet someone for coffee, or just like meet a person in the street, or friends or whatever, I just try to remember what I learned from this book and really apply it to people, because it's really fun to make people feel nice about themselves and feel nice in being with you. So that is how to make friends and influence people. Loved it. I keep it next to my laptop when I'm teaching, because I want to remember the lessons that are here. Then when I finished that one, I started, I think, I don't remember. Yes, yes. This was in February. I started the second volume of Full Metal Alchemist. I enjoyed it so, so much. It's so fun reading this. It's just like watching the anime all over again. It's so well done and so, so beautiful. And I just really enjoy to read this. And this is something my girlfriend told me before I started, or she and I started this new habit of reading. And she said that I needed to find something that I really wanted to read. And apparently manga is something that really excites me. It's really it's a shame that you go through it so so fast, and because it's just a lot of pictures um with such a little dialogue, but it's so fun. For me it's just like the best. It's so fun to read. That was volume 2 of Full Metal Alchemist. I really recommend it. After that one, of course, I started reading volume 3 of Full Metal Alchemist. And with this, or well, after getting this packet from Norma Comics in Barcelona, after that I did a short video of unboxing, because I think Norma Comics, which is the editorial that makes or print this manga, or that has the rights to this manga in Spain, it's just amazing. I just love how they do things, and I loved it. Also, volume 3, really, really fast. Read really, really easy for me to read. This was outside of this thing, so I'm just going to take the time for to put it back again. Okay, so that was two mangas, two volumes that I read in on February. And after that, it was a recommendation from one of my students, actually, which was Surrounded by Idiots. I don't know what the name of this book is in English. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Let me see if right here you have everything's in Spanish here, I think. Oh well, no, it's actually, I don't know. I don't remember what language it's is the first language. I don't remember. I don't think it's in English. It's in, the author lives in one of the eastern countries of Europe, I think, and he talks about it in the book. about where he is from, and they don't speak English. So the book originally, I think, was written in another language. I don't remember exactly which one. So surrounded by idiots. It's aside from the name, which is very like catchy or surprising, it's not about being surrounded by idiots. It's actually a guide to learn different types of personality. And there is a system they talk about in the book that divides personality in four types, very broad types of personality. So there is a very like hard and decisive and strong personality, and it's the red one. And when you're reading about the red personality, definitely for all of us, one person pops in our head. Definitely that person in your life that is or was or had a really strong red personality, which most of the people perceived as a negative personality, because this book also has the perspective on not how they are supposed to be, but it's about how the other people can perceive this person, or they can perceive you. Because whenever you are reading about one of the four personalities, one of the personalities, when you're reading it, you are definitely going to feel, I think the word is identified. Yes, you are going to feel identified with one of the personalities. Or what happened in my case, I just saw a little bit of myself in each of them. So that was something that was also really interesting for me, seeing myself in almost all of the personalities. It's really nice. It's also really cool to be reading about these personalities. And if you have a partner, a couple, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, while you're reading it, one of the personalities, or one or two or three of the personalities, you are going to see your partner in that part of the book. And it is really, really nice. It also teaches you a lot about how to behave in front of these personalities, how to manage conflict with these personalities. It's really a book that is driven or written for people in office environment. um, and I found it really, really nice. I also apply a lot of these things when I am meeting my students, and it's really nice to see some qualities of the personalities in my students. And that's really cool to learn how to deal with these types of different personalities. So I, after reading this specific book, I said, oh, I find this really interesting. And it's a spoiler for next month. I bought another book from this author, and you'll see next month which one it is. And that is almost it, because when after reading that one, I had already gotten two other volumes of Full Metal Alchemist, which now, of course, I am really invested in. And I have the compromise. It's not compromise, the word I'm looking for, but now I have the compromiso of finishing the whole manga series of Full Metal Alchemist. And I've read already volume 4 and volume 5, and there are only 18 volumes. So I have a long way to go. And actually, behind the phone which I'm recording this, there are two more volumes that I am going to read after I finish the next book I want to read. And that was it. That is almost 20 minutes of me talking about the books, but I enjoy reading manga so much. It's so, for me, it's so fun. I just love it. I just laugh or cry when reading the mangas, and it's so fun. It's just like when you are reading one of the volumes, you are just like watching watching the anime or the series, and it's so fun to read. I just loved it. And I'm really happy that that is all the books, just like a big pile of books I read in February. I'm really happy with my advance in this new thing I'm doing. So that's it for today. That was the advanced episode of El PAI, el podcast para aprender inglés. Muchas gracias por escucharme, a esas 3 personas que escuchan. Y si llegaste hasta aquí, a mí me dijeron que escuchas el podcast y muchas gracias. O sea, específicamente a ti. Así que quedan 3 segundos. Adiós.